Okay. It's live. I'm going to play the intro.
What's wrong, dear? Why are you crying?
I feel sorry for that kid on TV waiting.
Malachi and wait on a quest to find the best movie in the world. What could it be? I wonder. Join us and you will see the most amazing story in the world, or maybe the universe. Movies with Malachi and Wayne.
I really like the last part of that intro there. It feels like Drake and Josh a little bit. Yeah, we're like a sitcom comedy duo. Okay, so this is Movies with Malachi and Wade. I'm Malachi and this is Wade, and once a month we get on the ones and twos and we scritch and scratch a little bit of a mixtape for you. And what tracks do we use to make our mixtape? I'm torturing the metaphor at this point. We use movies as our music tracks for our records, and we're scratching together our reviews. I forgot to turn on my lights. I'm gonna do that real quick. It'll take like 2 seconds. Should have specified that. That's right. Okay, well, I wanted to watch every movie. That was my goal at the beginning of the year. I did not watch every movie this month. I watched Marty Supreme. And, I probably wouldn't have watched that movie if you hadn't recommended it, and I really liked it. But I was like, at first I was like, I don't know why everybody was calling this kid an asshole. He seems okay to me. And then like 10 minutes into the movie, I'm like, I fucking hate this guy. And like the rest of it, it's like, just like watching this dude like really fuck up his future by trying to like take shortcuts the entire time, and every shortcut he takes puts him further from his goal until he basically ruins his entire career in like an act of hubris to defeat a guy that beat him during an earlier tournament. All he had to do was wait one more year, and just come back to the tournament next year, register in time. But no, he just fucks everything up. The movie doesn't really wrestle with the fact he has like a huge rap sheet by the end of it. He's going to prison. In between Marty Supreme 1 and Marty Supreme 2, he spends at least 10 years in the slammer. He assaults a guy in his apartment. He robs multiple people. He does that armed robbery at the beginning to get the airplane. He's just committing like felonies the entire time. Hoping that maybe he'll get like a bunch of prize money, but when that never materializes, he's like, he gets put in this weird state of mind where sometimes you see people in real life where they're like so hyper focused on a singular goal that they just ruin their lives. So yeah, I think it was a very good movie. When Mr. Wonderful was like watching him in that last scene, I was just thinking, wow, this is a great example of like two people I can't stand just like impressing each other for no good reason, because he was almost like looking at him like he was standing on his principles, like he was like, oh, like almost impressed with him in that last scene, but also like shocked. And like I thought all of them were fucking crazy, both of them. And the person I feel the worst for was the like actress lady, and I guess the girlfriend. Felt pretty bad for her too. Yeah, I didn't expect it to like get as violent as it did, and I was actually like concerned at a certain point of time for the pregnant lady and for, I thought, oh, this could be a movie that like gets really dark like really quick, but it managed to straddle the line enough to where I wasn't like completely bothered. Yeah, I think I would give it a 9 out of 10. So she had no idea there was a new one. I mean, that feels a little heavy for someone of Peter Dinklage's stature, but because my daughter is 78 pounds and she's taller than Peter Dinklage. Oh, here, stop talking for just a moment. For some reason, it isn't. The audience can't hear you. Okay, there we go. There we go.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Well,
that's okay.
brief recap. The Toxic Avenger. There's the 1984 version and then the 2023 version. It's Peter Dinklage. But yeah, I thought he was going to transform this
Like
whole
into
time.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, like he was going to get smaller because he was like, his skin was bubbling and he was like, ah! But yeah, it was interesting to compare the two of them because it's like neither version I really liked. I kind of wish there was a fusion between more of the storyline of the old one, the like 80s aerobics bodies, and he was just a nerd janitor. This whole like avenging his sons or whatever he was. I don't know. Oh yeah, his insurance. I don't know. I just wish there was like a fusion between the two stories.
So I felt like there was a lot of Spawn and Darkman in the remake. Was there like remnants of that going on in the first one, or is that completely
No,
absent? Do you
no,
think so? That
no,
film
dude.
culture must have really infected the newest one. I
It
gotta
was just like
rewatch. I gotta
really
watch the old one.
campy, really over the top, ridiculous,
Right, and you could kind of
and
tell that they were
nonsensical.
going for like a old school campy thing, but I wasn't getting, pre Darkman vibes. I was getting Spawn and Darkman, I was getting like a like schlocky off-brand superhero. Um what's up with the violence? Was it as violent and graphic as the new one, or
It's probably more so.
okay, so that's definitely something that they were trying to call back to then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So another thing that I was kind of feeling, I was like, what, man, why did Malachi recommend this? This is a little too edgy. The thing is, the evil people in the story are like really racist, homophobic, just these bigots, and they're using all sorts of slurs, and so it's like really kind of shocking. But you're thinking like, oh, these are the evil people, so that's the perspective that it's coming from. But I
Right.
was just like, man, this was a kind of a really edgy recommendation.
Yeah.
So definitely take that into account before if you consider watching it.
Yeah, I must have not like really clocked that, but you know. I enter a different headspace with movies. It could be like the most problematic movie in the world and I'm like, I don't know about this plot, I'm not even thinking about the fact that uh like there are real life people doing real life things in the film. And it's one of the reasons like I haven't watched Django, because it's like I might like really enjoy it, but it was like the process of making that movie involved like everybody just sort of dropping the fact that being racist is like culturally damaging, like even if you like create a film where you're like playing racist characters, I think there's a way to like moderate it in a sense to where like the thing that impacts
Yeah.
the culture isn't the fact that Quentin Tarantino said the N-word a million times.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what
take it off.
what would you give?
Go ahead with the recommendations. Oh, my score on Toxic Avenger, man, I don't know that. Well, we do have the movie log that we're keeping track of. So, um, the 2023 visuals this is 3 out of 5, acting 3.5, score
Okay.
3, world
Okay.
building 3,
Well,
story 3.5, overall feel 2. So
yeah.
pretty low scoring
Yeah. I think it
out of
I
5.
think it deserves the 2 out of 5. I think it's funny that everything is like 3 and 3.5 out of 5, and then overall score gets cut down. But I could see like, you know, there's there's like a buildup of everything being mediocre, so it can't a 3.5 film seems like a good score. And I agree, it was a bad movie. I just wanted to see if you thought it was worse than Darkman.
Put me to the test. All right.
Did you ever do a thing for Darkman on your thing? What's the score for Darkman on your
All
scoreboard?
right. I gotta see. There's probably a quicker way to search for this. Oh, here
'Cause
we go.
I didn't want to
Darkman
influence
visuals. Visuals was a 4. Acting 2. Score 4. World building 2. Story 3. Overall feel 2.5.
Oh, Darkman. I knew Darkman was a better movie. I wouldn't give them both
Oh,
Fs, but
it actually. So its overall total score was 17.5, and then Toxic Avenger was 18.
ah shit.
So just barely.
Well, I still thought
No,
it was a
that's
better
not right.
movie. It felt like there was more care in the directing, but that's probably because the director for Toxic Avenger was a nobody, and the director for Darkman is, you know, um, like a genius. Okay, so my first suggestion is a double feature. Um, this shit is so good. If you haven't watched it yet, you gotta like run and like buy the fucking DVD or something. This shit's so good. 28 years later and 28 years later at the Bone Temple. Have you watched them yet?
No.
Oh, they're so good. You think that it's just a zombie movie. It's not just a zombie movie. It's like more than a zombie movie. And there's like a really cool idea in the fact that, like, there was a zombie outbreak in 28 weeks later or 28 days later. And then in 28 weeks later, it's like about them locking down the British Isles because the infection is like it's like in secluded to that area, so they like lock it down, quarantine. And then the new series of movies are like a whole like generation later, and everybody on the Isle has like adapted to living there, but like the people who are infected are aging, and they're still alive to some degree. It's like it's rabies more so than any type of mystical disease. And so they're like, they're like people trapped in a mental illness type of situation, that also like makes you like really strong sometimes. So the survivors are trying to like survive while the zombies are like kind of people like,
This was 28 days later.
This is years. This is 28 years later.
Years.
So yeah, the 28 days later was just like a zombie outbreak film, but the whole premise is that the zombie virus is like rabies, So the victim is still alive, and there's still like a piece of them in there.
All right.
It's very good.
Zombies. So man, I've always known that like IMDb scores are kind of ridiculous, but I cannot believe this is probably, of the ones that I'm going to recommend today, this is my highest pick, and it only got a 5.7 out of 10.
Oof.
That's Kiss of the Spider Woman.
Okay.
So yeah, to make sure, this is a 2025, came out in 2025. So it follows, what's that?
I said I was gonna say, how funny would it be if I watched a 1920s movie? Okay, you can go on.
So yeah, this it's got Jennifer Lopez, also a great performance by Diego Luna.
Okay.
But it kind of, so it follows the story. There's two prisoners. One guy was arrested for political issues, like he was protesting, and the other was he's gay, and or I'm not exactly sure, maybe like kind of transgender. Anyway,
Okay.
he was arrested for public indecency, and so they're sharing a jail cell together. And there's kind of like two stories. This one story where they're the prisoners, and then the gay prisoner, he recounts a musical, like while they're just trying to kill some time. He talks about Kiss of the Spider Woman. And so then it kind of cuts back and forth between the two stories.
Okay.
And what was really interesting, I didn't even notice it at first, but the prisoners, like when it cuts to the musical version, the two prisoners play roles in the musical. Like they're in both stories, and I like, but the makeup and the hair and costume, like it was so different, I didn't even notice that at first. Anyway, it's pretty interesting. Gotta watch it again. I watched it on the airplane, so it was just a small little movie, but
Yeah, I also heard that the elevation when you're in an airplane makes movies better. Like it makes your brain more receptive to movies.
I see that I gotta test that though, because I definitely want to watch it again on a big screen with better surround, or better sound system. What else was I gonna say about it? Shoot, had a good, surprising ending. I don't know. It's really good. I liked it.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Um, I just realized that I should have checked to make sure you didn't recommend this movie because
Oh,
it's
it's an
totally a
old one.
movie. Yeah, this is totally a movie you'd recommend, but it's pretty new, so I don't think you recommended it. I mean, there's like an 80% chance you'll have already seen it. Um, you recommended um Mickey 17. That's sort of in the same vein. Uh, Project Hail Mary.
Oh,
You watch it
I
yet?
have seen it. I don't think I
I don't think you recommended it. I just
recommended it.
double checked.
No.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good fucking movie, huh? That's a banger.
Oh,
Ryan Gosling, um, and he's like a spaceman, and he has to save the world. I forget exactly what from, but he has to save the world, and he teams up with a rock who also has to, a rock creature who also
yeah,
has to
Rocky.
save their world.
From the aphasia, or what like the Star Eaters.
Yeah. The queer circles, they say that it's a good example of a asexual romantic relationship between Gosling and Rocky.
Huh.
So, but I think I like the fact that there are so many movies where you introduce a character that's supposed to be, almost as sentient as a human, and but then the movie values their life less than that of a human and like kills them in the process of the story in order to like achieve like a plot point. And this movie doesn't do that. And I mean, that's kind of a big spoiler a little bit, but I'm saying that right now. This movie doesn't kill the cute animal creature that's like a human, and that's more than like most movies are willing to do. They like create these characters in order to kill them, it seems. So really liked Project Hail Mary. Really liked Rocky, and all practical effects. All practical effects. There's no
Yeah, that was really good.
CGI in that movie, and it's so fucking
I watched
intense.
some behind the scenes, some really cool behind the scenes. Adam Savage did a episode where he went behind the scenes in the spaceship and
Now, Adam
stuff like
Savage,
that.
that's the young boy from Boy Meets World, right? He's still 12, isn't he?
What? No, no. Adam Savage he was one of the MythBusters.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I was talking about
I don't
Ben
know what you're.
Savage. Ben Savage is the little boy in Boy Meets World. I was making a bad joke. uh,
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Adam Savage is awesome. He's the cool part of MythBusters. Have you ever seen
Yeah,
like either of them talk about how they hated each other, Jamie and Adam?
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and then you watch the show and it's like, yeah, they really don't like each other, and it's like obvious on screen. And it's mostly just Jamie not liking Savage. It's very funny because it'll be like Adam walking up and being like, "Here's the joke I spent all day working on," and then Jamie being like, "Go away. I don't want to do that." Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say I guess I'm kind of offended at when I googled Project Hail Mary, which was a book first. Um, like the first. Well, I don't even know. I kept scrolling, but it was like all just about the movie. Project Hail Mary.
You
But
know, I'll throw a
I
bonus
beat.
in there too. The person who wrote Project Hail Mary also wrote The Martian, and that
Yeah,
was made
Andy
into a
Weir.
movie with Matt Damon.
I was gonna say because I read The Martian before I saw the movie, and I really liked that book. So, and I've heard some good things about the book Project Hail Mary. So,
Yeah, I bet that book's really
might
good. I bet it's
might
really
have
good.
to give that a read.
I don't really read fiction that like at all anymore, but if I were to read fiction, I would read something like that.
I finished my fictional book, my sci-fi fantasy time traveler's manual. So
Yeah,
that'll be printed soon.
yeah, you mentioned that to me. I'm excited to read it.
All right, so moving right along. Well, maybe I'll go into this because we were talking about an alien movie. Happened to see the new Spielberg movie Disclosure Day in theaters, which has a 6.7 on IMDb, and I've been hearing shit about it, but I thought it was really good.
The marketing seemed so rough to me. It seemed like a movie that's a lot of sirens going off and then like dark flashes. That's just what I got from the ads at least.
Have you haven't seen it though?
No. No.
I think people. I'm not sure why it got such a low score, but it's really interesting. It's like an intense thriller, psychological thriller chase scene, opening scene. It's like, give us the package, give us the alien stuff, and like the whole movie is just a whole lot of close calls, a lot of pretty intense movie. But the one thing I liked about it, one thing that I really like about movies is when you can kind of imagine yourself in the position of the movie, like The Matrix. You after you watch The Matrix, you're thinking like, oh man, maybe I am living in a simulation. And so the main character in Disclosure Day was abducted by aliens from a young age, but their memory was wiped. So, but they like basically pre-programmed some abilities. They have these strange abilities to have these like basically a heightened intuition of what to do, and so they're like kind of always one step ahead of the people who are trying to capture them.
Okay.
And
That
and so
that almost feels like the Begonia too, like how she was always like one step ahead. Uh is there so this feels like it's the trailers, without spoiling too much, are the trailers being accurate like with the premise? Is it like the news and the government are being forced by the aliens to describe their existence, or what?
well, the government's trying to keep it hush hush, and the aliens are trying to expose the information.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, it's basic. But I liked it because I could kind of, I imagined myself. I'm like, man, maybe I was abducted by aliens from a kid, and my memory was wiped of it. But I've got these like special alien abilities now programmed into my mind, and
It's rough for me to hear that because it's like there are whole internet conspiracy communities that just like unironically believe that shit. Like there are people who believe in these aliens called the Pleiadians from the Pleiades system, and that they come here and that they're like they've interbred with everybody, and that there are some people who are like part alien that walk among us and they have like psychic powers. It's like a whole conspiracy community. um Project Camelot and that kind of stuff. It feels like Steven Spielberg found these conspiracies and wrote a movie like in the vein of their
Yeah, I was
stuff.
trying to watch some like behind the scenes, or I guess not behind the scenes, but interviews with Spielberg and the cast, and because they were kind of talking about aliens and like what they actually believe in as far as aliens, and that was kind of interesting to see that perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. A whole lot of mentally ill people are watching that right now going, this is fucking, they're fucking cooking. This is real.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe that's why it fits so well with me.
Yeah. Uh, so the last movie I have to suggest is, a childhood classic. Um, I gotta put down the one you said before I forget it. Uh, it's also a Spielberg film. He didn't direct it, but he produced it. George Lucas and Steven Spielberg produced this movie. A little misleading to put their names on the cover because they didn't really have any other involvement. But it's really good. It's very 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 melancholy for its genre, but the Land Before Time. Have you ever seen The Land Before Time?
Oh, yes, I've seen like yeah when I was a kid, but that's definitely a throwback. I want to revisit
Yeah.
sometime
Well,
soon.
it was a long time since I watched it too, and I just rewatched it, and fuck, it's mostly just a sad movie full of like very like melancholy scenes of like death or like um for some reason they chose a period of time in the geography of the world in the story that's like constantly shifting, like the ground is breaking apart everywhere they go and there's fucking lava everywhere, and they're just, it's like literal like children. um you know, one of the moms die, one of the children are just racist, like they're just explicitly just like racist as fuck towards the long necks. um and yeah, it's very good soundtrack. Like I feel like if every movie had the soundtrack that Land Before Time had, like just like the, not even a soundtrack, it's called a score because it's actually like composed music rather than licensed songs, and it's just beautiful. Like I could like just listen to that score by itself. That's how good it is.
Yeah,
Um, and that in
I feel like
combination, what's that?
I feel like a movie can't get up into the upper tiers of like a good movie if it doesn't have music, you know?
Right. Especially like I feel like and I mean I feel like this, but it's also kind of true. Like having a soundtrack is the, not only the cheaper way to go, but it's the less creative way to go because you just go to, Universal and you say, I want these 5 songs that were on the radio in the last 2 years, and I can make them match the scene rather than like hiring a composer and building
Yeah.
music for the movie. I feel like it does put them in like a whole different uh like league of their own. But Land Before Time is just, it's really good, and the combination of the old school score with the voice mixing is so nostalgic. Like, yeah, you don't even got to watch the rest of the story. You hear the voice mixing with the score and you're like, I'm like in the fucking 80s right now. It's almost like watching Karate Kid. Karate Kid has its own score, and the voice mixing is that old school, like really crispy kind of sound. And the second you hear it, you become a child again. Like, not really, but it feels like that in my head when I think about it. So, what's your
Right.
last one?
My last one is 1997, The Game.
Oh shit!
It's got, what's his name? Michael Douglas is the main guy, and he's an investment banker. He's got a boring life. He's works in the office, and he's wealthy, and then his brother comes along and says, "Hey, I've got you a birthday gift. There's this company. I can't remember what the. Let's see if it says. It just says entertainment company. I can't remember. It was kind of funny because like there was little hints of it throughout the thing. But what this company does, you just basically sign a contract and say, "Hey, I'm interested in playing what they call the game," and they take some other like information about you, like personality test and all this whatever, put you through some tests, and then the game begins. And what it is they set up scenarios like in the real world of like, it's basically like an escape room in real life, but so it kind of escalates to where he's feeling paranoid. He doesn't know who's in on it and who's not, and like he doesn't know what's part of the game and what's part of real life.
Oh, that sounds like a really cool movie.
Yeah,
That's probably
and it just keeps escalating, and it just when he thinks he's like figured out the game, there's like another twist, and it just keeps escalating. And I even myself, I was kept guessing until the very end. I was just like, when is it gonna end? When is he gonna figure out the answer?
Yeah, I feel like there's an episode of Rick and Morty like that. Have you you like what Rick and Morty? You watch that show?
I've seen it, but not much. It's been a while.
There's an episode where there's like there's a hole in a bathroom or something like that, and inside of the hole is like the hole helps you, yeah. Yeah, there's a hole in the bathroom, and it's very domineering and scary, but it's not one that you put your penis in. It's one you go inside of and you go into like a world where the whole point is you overcome your fears by being scared, but the whole thing, you go in there and you think that you're out of it, but you're not out of it, and like another terrifying thing happens, and it just like keeps happening until like Morty is like completely like desensitized to being frightened, because like every time he thinks he's out of it, another new thing happens. At least that's like what I think of when you describe that. Probably it's probably not mystical to the same extent, but yeah.
All right.
Pretty good.
Should we do a little recap?
Yeah. You know, I feel like we did pretty good this time, but our last couple ones were a little short. We need a little more padding in them. So this is our July recommendations, and they are, on my end, they are the 28 Years Later and the Bone Temple. So that's two films, the first one and the sequel. They're going to be a trilogy. I think the next one's coming out in 2028. And then Project Hail Mary and The Land Before Time. And Wade recommended Kiss of the Spider Woman, Disclosure Day, and The Game. And we have as a bonus The Martian. And maybe if you guys can find it, look up the episode of Rick and Morty with the hole in the bathroom stall. Type it all out like that. Hell yeah. Well, I think that's it for the show. Any final words?
Well, we found some good movies, but whether I don't think we've found the greatest movie of all time. So we gotta keep searching, keep on our quest.
I gotta look for another even cheaper derivative of an off-brand superhero movie. Maybe that'll be the best movie. Have you seen Super?
Hey, now we finished